planting my Russian sage today. It's a mounding plant and it is good in our growing zone, which is 5B.
She wants to tie it into bundles and light it on fire.
No, I don't. I just wanted something that's gonna come back every year or not die back all the way.
And smell nice.
So it'll smell nice and it'll just fill up this little planter that we have right here. So I should do that. The soil is so rocky, but
there is clay here.
So it says that Russian sage is a summer bloomer, comes back year after year. It needs full sun, which this side of the house gets plenty of sun, and has a cold hardiness of -20 to -30, which is perfect because it gets cold up here.
That looks good, baby.
Yeah. Well, I haven't added anything to the soil at all. We'll probably fertilize with the manure that our neighbors gave us. It's hard to work in, so that's partially why we're doing raised garden boxes this year. I don't know if in the future we'll get like a rototiller or a tractor or something to kind of break up the soil and we can pick out a lot of the bigger rocks, but for right now, just to get the plants growing in the ground, we're going to do raised garden boxes and use that horse manure from the neighbors to fill up those boxes and grow the plants. I'm trying not to use any like Miracle Grow or any other fertilizer, just what's natural. I'll start composting and using chicken manure. I just want our vegetables to be growing in natural, good soil. Craig's finding what he thinks could be.
Oh, I don't know about all that, but
gold hidden in our flower garden. He found a quartz rock that he busted open.
Well, there's actually there's a gold claim, you know, maybe 500 yards away from us, where they take gold out of the quartz. It's a hard rock mine, and this rock looks like the right kind of stuff. It's got a bunch of rust mixed in with it. It's off color, good looking quartz, a lot of little pockets in it.
Let's see if we can see the rust.
Oh. I don't know, like you see these little pockets with rust in them, oxidation and stuff. I don't know, I'm not too familiar with hard rock stuff. I actually do more placer mining, which is, you know, getting gold out of the dirt and using a sluice box and a pan and things like that. But I don't know. Hey, there's doors. So I'll break those up a little later, see if I see anything when they're clean.
The chickens are just gonna scratch all this up and ruin our work here. Now I'll put a layer of manure over the top of this and water them really good. Not 2 minutes later. Look at that.
Okay, well, we are finally going to get started on the garden. Now, me and my father actually stacked up all of these logs over here because they were green wood. These were the green trees that fell off in the last windstorm that ripped up our porch overhang. But got them all going right here, and they were supposed to season for a couple of years. But we decided to use these logs to make our garden boxes. That way they'll last a bit longer. They got a whole bunch of sap in them, and you know, we're just gonna stack one on top of another and do 2 high, and that should be good enough for our elevated boxes. That'll also insulate them real good. And yeah, right now we're about to load up a bunch of these into the truck bed, And that way, we just kind of get most of it done in maybe 1 or 2 loads. And we got the logs for the boxes over here.
Okay, so these logs we just brought over are going to be, most of them, the basis for our raised garden beds that are going to go here, here, and here.
Those are what, 10 feet long?
Yeah, we want the boxes to be 10 feet long. Our garden is so late this year. We had just so many projects to do before we could even start on it, and I didn't want to buy plants and everything before we had it all set up, so we still have a lot of work to do before we can even plant. So there's a bunch of little trees here that I don't want to be run over. Oh my goodness, there are so many of them.
Are there a bunch of saplings?
Yep.
I didn't even notice.
So here's this big guy.
One. Where's the others?
Here's a big guy. There's one right there, one right there. Let's see.
Oh, wow.
Here's a medium-sized one. I'm just gonna pull those guys up and go probably plant them over here in the shade. I don't know how well I can do this.
Suckers are a lot heavier when they got sap in them.
Okay. One. Come here, little one. Our ground is so rocky up here.
That's why we got all the dirt.
Oh. Yeah, our neighbor was kind enough to bring over a load of dirt from their horse pasture. So it's full of old dried horse manure and kicked up dirt, which is just perfect for our little, oops, come here, for our little garden boxes this year. There we go.
Line yourself up.
Come here. Alright, there's 3. So I want to make sure these little guys have a place to go. Here we go. Don't you want to come with me? Don't you want to go to your new home? Come here. And your little brother. You guys will be planted together in harmony and love. There we go. We're going to your new home. I know, some of these probably won't make it, but I tried. Dig out a little spot deep enough so the root is not all curled up in the hole.
I hope you're not planting in my worming grounds.
I might be.
I get my worms.
Those little guys are planted. I don't know if any or all of them will make it, but I didn't want to just kill them. Trees are a big asset out here. You can do a lot of things with wood, especially these lodgepole that are so straight. I don't want to just mow over a bunch of little trees. I'm just gonna move them, see if they do okay, and check back on them later. So we were looking at the pond and Kraig is seeing these big fish hitting the top of the water, and
I didn't think there was anything alive in there. I mean, I have been putting fish in there for 3 years, but then I'll see them that whole year and then I won't see them again. And my neighbors always explained to me that in the wintertime, otters will come into your pond, and when everything's kind of in slow motion, they'll just grab them and eat them. So I just assumed there was nothing alive in there because I never see anything. But then all of a sudden today, something really big is crashing the surface of my pond. So I am going to, it's not even, I mean, it's a fly lure. It's a dry fly, but I'm going to throw it on a regular fishing pole, just kind of messing around. Not sure what the legality of it is, but I do have a fishing license. I don't know, since it's my own pond, I have no idea. But we're going to give it a whirl. See if I can't hook him with a grasshopper.
see how big it is.
Yes. And I'll throw him right back. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see it, but look at all the swirls that are happening on the surface right now. At first I thought it was a muskrat, but I threw a worm in and saw something grab it really quick, so it's got to be fish. I guess they must have survived, and I just haven't seen them for over a year. But let's give it a try.
Oh, I saw him.
Man, I thought for sure they'd be hitting it, but I guess not.
Oh.
I think that grasshopper's a little too big. It's kind of scaring him. Man's got to be pretty depressed to try to fish in a pond the size of a jacuzzi. But desperate times call for desperate measures.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Well, at least they're crashing on it. It's fun. It's different when it's your own pond.
And your own fish. Did you almost,
fish.
did you almost get him?
Yeah, because he jumped clear out of the water after it. But it is a lot of fun. End scene.